Hey guys, welcome to Rewire. My name is Alex,
And I'm Matt.
and we are so excited to be here with you today. And we want to bring you guys something special with this little series that we're going to put in together. So, the most important thing here is that we just want to have a conversation with you, and we're going to talk about our experiences and how we can hold ourselves accountable in this lifetime and progress together because the community aspect is everything. Who are we? That's the real question.
That's a good question.
That's a good question. So, tell me a bit about yourself, right? So,
Yeah. Filmmaker,
yeah.
hustler,
Yes, sir.
just hardworking, consistency.
Yeah.
Just an average guy, but those two things hard work, consistency. That's just who I am. I like to do filmmaking. I like cigars.
Fair enough. So do
Yeah.
I. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good
man.
stuff right there. And like that's the beauty of it. I mean, who am I? That's a good question. Entrepreneur. That's the way to put it, people. Entrepreneur. No, but the biggest thing, jokes aside, like I just love to motivate people. I love to cultivate the mindset. And that's essentially one of the topic I want to talk about today. And we're going to have in this conversation is what can we do and what can we bring that's so valuable to others
Hmm.
and how we can share this message of our journey that helped us to bring us where we are and we can all grow together as a community. That's the biggest thing that we want to bring with Rewire. We want to rewire ourselves, rewire the mindset. We want to talk about our hobbies and all the things that we're really into. Yeah. So if we start from the beginning, when it comes to getting from point A to point B, right? The people that we are today, we weren't those people 10 years ago. We weren't those
No.
people 5 years ago. I just want to talk about the victim mindset. Like, what's your take on that when you listen to the victim mindset?
What do you mean by victim mindset?
What essentially I'm trying to bring is a lot of people blame their past, their
Mm.
circumstances. Oh, I'm not here where I want to be because of my parents. I'm not where I want to be because of this or because of that. If you can just maybe from your own words or elaborate, like what do you think about it? But the biggest thing is how can someone that is always pointing the fingers at others, like how can they put themselves in a situation to grow and avoid that victim mindset?
Yeah. In my opinion, I'd say cut out distractions. Obviously, like comparison on Instagram, social media, that's going to put you in victim mindset. You'll start comparing yourself and think you're not good enough, or think you can't reach something, but you can.
Yeah.
Just basically cut out distractions, uh, focus or create a goal, and then just focus on that goal. Just try and put all your focus towards that, all your energy towards that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go. And even from my experiences, I feel like with everything that I've been through, just not blaming others and taking action and understanding who you are. Because I think understanding who you are is going to be the base of everything and filling
Mhm.
those holes that maybe you missed growing up, right? So that mindset really sets you back. Blaming others don't bring you to that state of mind where you will grow not only as an individual, but it will stop you from achieving your goals. Ultimately, we have dreams, we have aspirations, we have goals. And the victim mindset is something that really sets us back. And from my own personal experience, I had to completely tear pieces of myself, read them, and be like, okay, so why am I the way that I am? What are the things that I'm holding on to? Does it make sense, right? Because I believe that we all have a choice. At the end of the day, we have a choice and we have a decision to make. Now, when it comes to these choices, what would you say is a key point for you where you had to make choices to take action in your life and get out of that victim mindset?
Just when you have nothing. I never grew up with anything, so fucking I have no choice. I had to figure out something quick. When you have
Yeah.
no money, no family, that's just for me. That's the way it was. I'm curious about you though,
Yeah.
because you're brought up the victim mindset, right?
Yeah.
Like, how did you break free out of it, or were you in it and then did you break free?
Yes, for sure. So in high school, I was definitely in it completely, and I always blame others or like the parents and not having money to do certain things, and I always blame that for where I am or for my start,
Mm.
right? So it's really interesting because when I was younger, I felt like I had this great start, everything was all perfect, but then boom, divorce happened and this whole thing. So now everything crashes, right?
Okay.
And that thing crashes. Now you're out here blaming your parents, you're blaming the world. Why me? Why me? Why this?
Right.
Living in motels, living in shelters, and just it was cold out there. You know what I
Mm.
mean? But once I wanted to become somebody, and I decided that okay, this is where I started, but it's not where I need to end. And the biggest thing that I did was face face those feelings, face those
Hmm.
situations, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
And attack them head on, and not feel
Yeah.
sorry for myself.
Yeah. No, that's definitely it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like a lot of people feel sorry for themselves. Always give themselves excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how do you feel about that? Was there a point where you always give yourself excuses, or for you growing up, it was just always like, no, I got to do better. Like,
For me, it's a little bit different. I had to reach high standards because I had my mom and my dad. They just super high standards, man,
yeah,
like for everything. So I had to perform. So they told me not to be a victim from a young age. So
okay.
I wouldn't say I was in the victim mindset so much, but
Were there a moment where you felt sorry for yourself?
oh,
Where you,
sorry for myself.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so actually, it's funny. Moments where I felt sorry for myself was when I would go out with my friends and they all had money, and or if I wanted to
yeah,
join a team,
yeah,
like a soccer team,
yeah,
and I couldn't afford a pair of cleats. Like, there's been so many times that I knew, like, if I asked my mom, I was like, "Hey, ma, I'm gonna join the soccer team. You know, elite team where we're
yeah,
traveling and stuff. There's gonna be a fee for traveling. There's gonna be a fee for cleats. There's gonna be a fee for jerseys." And that hurt. I was like, "Fuck."
yeah,
So yeah, man, just so many things. You know, high school trips, couldn't afford that shit. Lunch, couldn't afford that shit. So it felt bad. I was like, fuck, who do I blame? My parents, right? And I did in high school, I did, I guess, for a long time.
yeah.
But then when I became able to start creating change, that's when I kind of broke free of that whole blame. I guess you could call that the
Yeah.
victim
No,
mentality.
that's
Yeah.
what it is. And then that actually brings me up to the next subject, which is like making a choice.
Mm.
I mean, we can stay in there, but I believe that everybody has a choice. You know, growing up, I didn't grow up in the best neighborhood. I mean, a lot of things were happening in there, but the people that are in there were great. And we had great times playing basketball and doing all these things. But at the end of the day, you hit a crossroad where you have to make a choice of the person you want to be and the path that you want to go for, right? And obviously, a lot of people took a path where whether the money was coming in fast and all these things, and that's where that comparison came in. We're like, damn, I'm not doing that. Like how are they getting it and I'm not getting it? So I always believed in the long game, and I made that choice because I believe to play the longevity game. We're like 30 years from now, 20 years from now, where am I going to be? And that kind of set the standards to how I want to move. And that's why I believe in the power of choice. No matter what happens to you in life, right? Everybody has bad days, but you got to make the right choice that's going to bring you to the outcome that you want. So I want to know, like, from your perspective and for the audience as well, what was that turning point for you?
Being broke,
Mm.
no money, man. Being poor,
Yeah.
my whole fucking life. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I had to perform. Like even when I was broke, there was still no excuse, you know.
Yeah.
Like my parents want good grades. I was a fuck up in school, but everything else in life, you know, like soccer, I was a karate athlete. I was really good, bro. I was like nice,
Shit.
yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, but like you know, like they expect me to perform,
Yeah.
and then I get start to work, and it's like you have to perform.
Yeah.
If you don't eat, you don't pay rent, you don't, you know, and then I'm just sitting there fucking sleeping and thinking about how much money I don't have and how
Yeah.
much money I need to get before, you know, rent comes or whatever. So that was the choice for me. It was
Mhm.
like, you gotta, I have to do something. I have to figure it out.
Yeah. And it's so competitive out there. I think for us men in general, you know, if you don't make the right choices, if you fumble, it's it's war out there, right? And at the
Yeah.
end of the day, if you want to build something, that's what you have to do. You have to go out there, battle, be the best version of
That-
yourself
yeah.
at all time.
That's interesting. Everything is war in a sense, you know, because they were all competing, right? Whether, no matter what it is, what industry, no matter the industry,
Yeah,
sport, whatever it is, like podcast, everything is competition.
exactly. We're always trying to be the best
So
at what we do.
we all need to perform, I guess, to get those results. So
I mean, that's just the standard with that. But I do believe that the power of the choice is very important, and essentially how you align your mindsets and how you build yourself to become that person that you're trying to be. That's what it's all about. And this is why we're presenting this podcast, is because essentially we want to also give help and help give people that roadmap to be able to better themselves, right?
let me make it interesting. Why should people listen to us?
That's really a good question. The reason why people should listen to this podcast, and this series and be in tune with our brand is that we want to provide a realistic roadmap,
Hmm.
right? Something attainable with our own experiences, but
Mm.
we also want to bring people that are experts, right?
Mm.
I got to where I am with A to Z, but there's people that have been further and we're still growing and learning and we want to
Mm.
learn at the same time with the audience. So we're going to bring
Mm.
in also some people over time that are experts in different
Yeah.
fields. So you guys can have a different, take a different perspective on all that. So that's essentially why they should listen because it's just from experience, authentic people just having a conversation. We're not trying to like sell anything or anything like that. I think the most important thing is we believe in growth, right? Growth is where got us to where we were,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. I'll add on to that. I think with what we're trying to do here, I think we're trying to create it in a way that's not pretentious,
yeah,
a way that's realistic, and a way that's humble.
exactly.
And then obviously with our skill sets, we're going to try to bring on experts to share on their journey as well. And then that's going to be the thing. It's a journey with
Yeah.
me and you, right? And this brand. So it's going to be a journey and we're going to grow
Exactly.
with the audience as
Yeah.
we start to grow this channel. So it's not going to be like, we're going to post one video and then just be out, two videos be out. Like we're going to grow this channel with the audience together. It's going to be a good experience.
Oh yeah, and we're going to talk about different topics, not just about making money and everything like that. It's going to go from growth to life and experiences, and we're just going to touch about different subject, but bringing in other people that's going to bring insight on different aspect of their journey could probably also inspire you guys to do the same if you're in the same boat and kind of grow that way. Now we're gonna get into a bit more fun stuff as well. Like obviously you guys understand the message, you understand where we're trying to go, but now the fun part.
Mm. Tell me.
So what are you into, right? Because we connected with the interest of cigars. I'm
Mm.
not the most I don't know, let's say versed in a cigar world, but it's
Mm.
something that I enjoy, the
Okay.
things that it brings me. But just talk to me about it. Like
What, cigars?
yeah, what's for the audience? It's like okay, well, wow, cigars. Oh, Andrew Tate smokes cigars. That's how probably people would see it.
Yeah, that's actually how they see it.
But but what's truly behind it? Because my interest for cigars were pre-Andrew Tate. So I
Oh,
like
interesting.
before I knew about him,
Okay.
when I made that trip to Cuba and
Interesting.
tried it for the first time,
Mm.
there wasn't no Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
But it's something that I've
I
done.
gotcha.
So, kind of what's your take on that?
On cigars, like how do I feel about cigars
Yeah.
or how do I feel about it? Well,
Yeah.
firstly, I stumbled across cigars by accident.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was in Dominican Republic picking up cigars for one of my friends or my wife's friend.
Okay.
She's like, "Hey, pick us up some cigars." And I'm like, "Sure." And then I was like, "Why don't I just try some cigars too? I'm here, right?"
Yeah.
And then yeah, I smoked a cigar and I just couldn't believe the amount of like peace and meditation it brought me.
Yeah.
So ever since that day, which was like September last year, 2 years ago,
Mhm.
just been hooked on cigars. My journey on cigars has just evolved
Yeah.
immensely. I've invested a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of research and dedication. I grew my network from zero to fucking, like I planted some good roots. And then obviously what's awesome about that is we met each other through cigars.
Exactly,
Like I
yeah.
think you found me or you saw like a piece of content I created
Exactly, on
and then
cigars,
you just
yeah.
reached out to me. And it's funny because at first I thought Alex was a bot on Instagram. I was like, who is
That's
this
true.
guy?
That's true.
Like this guy
But
has
don't
like
worry, I'll
three.
post more, guys.
This
I'll
guy has
post
like
more.
3 pictures on there. I'm like, is this guy even real? Like, what do you want from me? You're gonna steal my cigars or something? Like, meet up. Hey, let's have a cigar. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know who he was or whatever, but yeah, no, it's awesome. So then, it's just cigars is awesome. It's just you get peace. There's a cool niche community to it.
Yeah.
It's a different type of community. It's a more mature community. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
like going to the bar, getting drinks, getting fucked up and partying. Like cigars is very mature. It's very like slow and relaxing.
Yeah. And the beauty behind it, I believe, it's the conversation that you're having, right?
Yeah.
Like that, like when we went by the river and just smoked a cigar. That was
That
probably
was-
one of my favorite experiences.
Bro,
smoking a
I've
cigar.
never done that, and that
Yeah.
was amazing. Like
Exactly.
that was some real old man shit.
Yeah.
You know, like we went to Fish Creek here. There's a river,
Yeah.
and it's just we brought these lawn chairs out, like some
Yeah.
old dudes, and we just lit up some cigars and just had a chat right by the
Oh, yeah.
river.
It was amazing. and sad, and it was just quiet, and that's the true essence of it, right?
Yeah.
It's not about showing off, and I know it's expensive, but everybody got different hobbies,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
I love golfing, but that shit's expensive too.
Yeah.
Like all of it is. So you really pick the stuff that means a lot to you, and you
Mm.
just like pursue them. But no, cigars. No, it's a really it's a great thing. It's
Yeah. What does it do for you? You tell me.
for me. It just lets me unwind. I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It lets me unwind and think.
Think.
It brings me to another. I don't want to say even dimension. It's just
State.
like I kind of space out. I enjoy the
Yes.
cigars. I enjoy the flavor, and I think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it slows down everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, not slow down as if like you're taking weed or something, but
Yeah.
but slows down
So-
just.
Yeah, it brings
Yeah.
you to a different state of being.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's why I like cigars
Mhm.
because I don't do any drugs, I don't smoke or like like weed or anything
Yeah.
because I like to have control of my mind still.
Exactly.
So like the cigars doesn't affect my mental capacity, but it does slow things down where I can start to process things in a different way.
Yeah.
Because like you can hear I'm talking just fast,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
when we have a cigar, it's more tranquilo.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice.
No. And that's the beautiful part of it. And it's a journey. You keep discovering new cigars, different notes, and the
Mm.
way people experience it, they share it with you and you try it. And that's the beauty of it. And like reaching out to you, I was like, oh wow, this guy's really into cigars, he's passionate about it. I know I love it, but I don't know that much about it, right? I didn't
Mm.
really dive in like that. But being
Mm.
around someone that does and have these conversations and just share the passion. It is a
Mm.
passion, just like anything else. It is one. It's a different, like you said, community, but I believe that it opens doors, it opens conversations, and it just brings us to a separate plane. And I think that's the beauty of it, truly.
Yeah.
That's it's really awesome. What's another thing that we can dive into here?
We had our whole list. We didn't fucking bring it
Yeah.
up.
But you know what? Just because this is also the intro for you guys to get to know us, like I love cars, you know what I mean? I am passionate about cars. I'm an Audi guy, and I know the BMW people are gonna come at me, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm an Audi guy. I love my S7. I think it's great. V8. It's a fun thing, but it's truly a passion of mine, and my goal is to one day have a car collection. But I mean, we actually spend more times in our cars than we think. Honestly, if you add up the amount of time that you're driving anywhere, a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, cars is a bad investment. Don't get a car." Blah 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 blah. Hey, everybody see things differently. If somebody goes right now and is like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to pay for tennis lessons and just do tennis," to me, it's a bad investment because, I mean, it's fun, but like, okay, But for me, that's a good investment. Something that pushes you to work, so you
Car.
can afford it.
Yeah.
And then on the other side is no matter how your day goes, just like having a cigars, you sit down in there, a rumble, like, come on, and it's different. It's different. It really is. Yeah. So, what about you? I mean, I love your truck, but
What about me?
yeah, what about your truck? What about
My
cars?
truck?
Yeah.
Man, honestly, I wasn't a car person or a vehicle person until I started making money.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I wasn't. Because I was like, bro,
Yeah.
there's so many cars I wanted. There's so many things in life I wanted,
Mhm.
but I was like, it doesn't make sense to think about those things if I can't afford them. Like
That's
I'm
true.
in the fucking shitter. Like
Yeah.
I was in the shitter for a long time. When I mean shit, I mean debt, no money.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can dream of a Porsche, but realistically, I'm a
can't get it.
pragmatic person.
Yeah.
How the fuck am I gonna get a Porsche working the 9 to 5 job I had like years back? Like it was just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I didn't start to open those doors until I started ideas until I started making money. Then when I started making money, bought my first nice car.
Yeah.
So first car I still have it. It's a shit box. It's a beater. It's a Honda.
Yeah.
Honda Civic.
But
Like
still, I mean,
2011.
everybody knows that's one of the best cars. So you
oh,
can-
bro, that's why I keep it.
Yeah.
because
and you
it-
can have it for like 20, 30,
That's right.
40 years.
Bro, that's why I'm keeping it. It's
Yeah.
it's just sick.
Yeah.
My next car is a Grand Cherokee, and I was like, oh, a huge upgrade for me.
Yeah.
Just fully loaded. It was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Then I went to a 3500 diesel. It's a Ram. Do you know
Yeah.
your trucks?
Yeah, yeah. a
Okay,
little bit.
fucking big ass truck, bro.
Yeah.
Sold that, got the Raptor.
Okay.
But ever since I started to, get into vehicles,
Yeah.
now I'm into them, bro. Like, so now, like I saw your car and I was like, damn, this is fucking sick, you know?
Yeah,
Then you
yeah.
started like doing all these things to it. I was like, bro, this is fucking lit.
No, it's fun. And that's the beauty of it. It's also like the community aspect, and you
Yeah.
learn.
Yes.
Right? You learn. And each brand brings a different experience. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
100%.
Listen, I've never been in a field where I would need to have a truck,
Yeah.
but I think it's cool. Like, I mean, if like it's something that I want to have, a nice TRX there. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh fuck, yeah, that's
yeah.
nice,
Yeah.
man.
No, with a Hellcat engine, I think it has, but yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
No, it's good stuff, man.
Well, I mean, like, even if you got a Porsche or some supercar,
Oh yeah,
it's just fun. It's an experience. It's like having
exactly.
cigars or going to the shooting range.
Oh yeah,
Like, the thing might have 600, 800 horse. Are you going to use all of that? Maybe here and there. Sometimes you can get away with
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but for the most part,
You don't really.
but it's just having the ability to have that fun is awesome.
Exactly.
So that's why vehicles is just it's sick.
No, it's really an awesome thing. But I love when you just mention it's like the more you kind of level up in life,
Mm,
and don't get me wrong, success is very subjective.
mm.
Whatever success means to you, but the more you elevate yourself and you put yourself to a standard, and then you get these cars, and now you have like a different interest that hold you to that standard, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's
That's
what
key.
it is.
Yeah, that's key.
That's what it is.
Like now that I have a house and my truck, I'm like, I don't know what it would be like to go back. And I
Yeah.
still have my Honda, right?
Yeah.
I'll take my Honda for a spin. I'm like, this thing is a fucking piece of junk. It's like a go-kart.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck. Like my
Yeah.
wife drives it. I'm like, I'm sorry you drive this. Like we're trying to get her a new vehicle. We want
Yeah.
to, obviously soon, but yeah, just like it's the new standard. Once you reach that new standard, it's like you just don't want to go back. You won't go back.
No, you won't, and you want to hold on to that, and that's exactly what like what the mindset and the growth brought us, right?
Mm,
Is that we were able to put ourselves in a position to be able to not only enjoy the fruit of that, but it's the discipline and the mental fortitude that it took for us to work on, from either like being super down, but building that growth and bringing it in. That's huge. That's very important.
what's the lowest you've ever been? Let's make it interesting.
Ooh, the lowest I've ever been.
Yeah, share with the people.
All right, lowest I've never been.
In life, like
Okay.
you hit rock bottom. What
Oh
is
yeah.
that for you?
Oh yeah. A lot of people don't know. Okay. It was university, of course. Nobody knew about that part. Okay, so I remember till today. Checking account.
Checking account.
Yeah, minus 800.
Okay.
Okay. Credit card
Mm,
maxed out.
mm.
Fridge empty.
Yeah.
And essentially, I remember that time I didn't eat for 4 days.
Damn.
And then
What the
I
fuck?
had a lot of pride, and I wouldn't ask my mom or family for
Oh,
money.
okay.
No, I wouldn't, because I just know what situation that my mom's in. And then
Mm,
if I even told her about it,
mm.
it wouldn't be. So,
Was she not in the position to give? Is that what you're saying?
because
Like if you were
not
to
not
ask
at the
her,
time, no.
okay,
Like she wouldn't be in a position to give.
right?
And
So you
I
don't want to
just
take out of her
no,
cup or whatever
no.
to. Okay.
Exactly. I'm like, it is what it is,
Yeah.
and I'm
I
gonna
got
figure
you.
it out, you
Yeah.
know. And I was trying to dabble into the e-commerce side. That's when also I started.
You're taking a
So
risk.
huge risk. And
Huge
that's,
risk, no reward at the time.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
But eventually it paid off, because
Mm.
that's when I was like, it was very scary at that time. It was, yeah, I didn't show it at all, but I was in my room. That was probably like the bottom I've been, like
Hmm.
just not knowing what to do. And there's also rent that was coming out. So you have to figure things out. But eventually I got to, talk to push the rent a little bit. But I told myself, like, if I don't get some sales from this, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
but I ended up working out. But I would say that was the lowest, just for me in terms of financial wise. But if I have to go with mentally life, it probably would have been slightly before the whole restriction with
COVID.
yeah, we can't really say that C word too much,
Oh,
can we?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but whatever. But that situation with the world,
Okay.
that was the tricky part for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't so what it took for people mentally or whatever it is. Like, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this and that. It was a lot of thinking time. And
Huh.
if I wanted to take action and change my life, I told myself, like, I got to utilize this somehow, that time. And it was the perfect time to really sit down, like, I mean, no school, nothing. And I was like, it's time to figure this e-commerce thing. And that's when I started with my friend at the time,
Hmm.
the jewelry business,
Okay.
like e-com store. And then from there, I never looked back.
Mhm.
Yeah. Some
Hmm.
stores succeeded, some didn't work, but in money from it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was for me. How about you?
Lowest point?
Yeah.
Fuck my whole life, man. I'm not even joking. Like people don't understand. My whole life, ever since I was like maybe until the last few years ago.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh like that, but I wasn't expecting that answer.
Thanks a
My
lot,
whole
bro.
life.
Thanks for having empathy and sympathy for me.
My whole life. Okay. Yeah.
No, I don't
Okay.
care, bro. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not joking, bro. Like when I say I've been broke my whole life, I've been broke my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my mom had no money. My dad, he underpaid us. He undercut us on child support for the longest time.
Mm.
Like we were getting no money. My mom was way over leveraged on debt her like for a majority of her life, even till now. Yeah, just man, as far as I can remember, until like the last few years ago, I've just been in the shitter. A lot of credit card debt, no money in the bank. You know, like just effed. But fixed that in the last few years.
Yeah.
And really transpired from what I was.
That's crazy. No, but I completely understand. And this is exactly like what we're trying to bring with Rewire is telling people lock in.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. The reason why you're able to do that, because not only no victim mindset, you made a choice and you locked in.
Yeah. Let me tell people, because like, okay, honestly, bro, like from all my friends in high school, they have no clue who I was. Because in high school, I pretended. It's actually strange. We can get into it. It's like a weird conversation.
Okay.
But in high school, I always pretended to be happy because I wanted to fit in.
Yeah.
But realistically, like deep down inside, and when I went home, I was fucking depressed.
Yeah.
All through high school. So like I would go to high school and like, oh, happy, happy, happy. So everyone knows me as this happy character.
Yeah.
But on the real, like behind closed doors, man, I was fucking depressed, bro. I was broke. I was depressed.
Yeah.
It was shitty. At home, I was just depressed. Just because I knew the financial situation.
Yeah.
Never really saw my mom. She worked 2 full-time jobs, 16 hours. Yeah, me and my mom been through a lot. We just broke our whole lives. Like living in the basement as a kid and heating your basement home with the oven is how we lived. Yeah. And I never seen my mom. I would walk to school in elementary school. I would walk to school kilometers away. And I in the morning, I wouldn't see my mom. And then at nighttime, she'd come home at like 11:30 at night. Yeah. And then I wouldn't even see her realistically. I'd just be in bed. And then I wake up again, she's gone. But
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, man, just piss broke, you know? Yeah. I mean, it's not a sob story. I'm sure there's people out there who had it worse than me.
Oh yeah.
But just to give you like, you know, kind of like I guess a context, right?
Yeah. No, and that's important because you know we've been through, you know, like a few similar things. Like I think one of the toughest part probably for me, I would say like high school is very interesting, right? Because growing up I had so much issues and I had a hard time making friends that I would always try to mold to people. I would try to mold to people. So that means like I will reflect your interests, your personality, and everything just to tailor to everybody.
Yeah,
right? And every time, and I noticed that every moment where I would try to basically like bring my own personality out, people will be thrown off by it. And I didn't want to be like that guy that's missing out or whatever the case is. Yeah. So I did that. But like I opened doors, you know, for a lot of friends. Like I had friends sleeping over and like we didn't have much, but we had better than some of our friends. And, you know, they would, you know, my mom would cook for everybody and like do all this, even though we were in the best situations. But she would do that not only because she understood kind of where I was with friendship as well, but it kind of took time going towards university to be like, you know what? I'd rather be solo and have like one person that truly rocks with me than have a group of people, right? And I just as time went on, people kind of showed their colors, and it's an interesting thing. I had to do that for the longest time, I felt, and I felt like I was living under my shell. So a lot of time also, like you said, depressed, not happy, and just the same motivation for me is like, okay, at the time I was like, I'm gonna make it to the league so that my mom is myself a Lambo, everybody's good. But that's just the reality.
What happened,
that's
bro?
What we go through, man.
What happened to your league dreams?
Things happen, man.
Okay.
No, but nothing crazy. The biggest thing is that it's just money, man. Money? It wasn't a full ride, right? So what I got wasn't a full ride. So the school would be taken care of, but not the living expenses. And it was just my mom, right?
Too expensive.
Too expensive, man.
Yeah, I got you.
And you're talking a single mom. There's our rent, everything, and then it would have cost. I think it was $1,300 USD per month. like ain't no way. That's almost like 2 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially back in those days, like
Yeah,
when you
that's a
weren't
lot.
like established and shit. No, I know. I got that,
That's
bro.
tough. So that was
Totally
basically
understand
like
that.
it was hard. You know, it was hard for my mom as well. But she, you know, I told her like it's all right,
So you
it's all
just
right because it made me understand my goal. My goal wasn't like, don't get me wrong, I loved basketball. I
mm,
loved it so much, but I loved it so much because not only it was fun,
mm,
but I knew that I could get rich to it.
mm,
But I had to rediscover like if there's no ceilings. Like if I go into like business, become an entrepreneur, like I can make a lot of money. So I had to find a way like what can I follow to become basically wealthy. My love and chase was to become rich. It wasn't necessarily because I wanted to be in the NBA. It's a bit different, right?
mm,
I was seeing basketball as a gateway
mm.
to help the family out.
But not to get rich.
No, no, to get rich, but like that was like the gateway that I used basically.
Mm,
Like that was thinking of it. So when I knew that wasn't working out, I just had to find another one.
mm,
So my dreams were crushed, but not fully.
mm.
You know what I mean? Because I wasn't that in love with it. I loved it, but I wasn't in love with it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, because hmm, like people think it's actually smart to give up something you're not interested in. Like people think that like if you lose interest in something and you find more interest in something else, that something that drives you,
Yeah.
it's worth it's better worth your time to go put your time and efforts into that new thing versus just beating a dead horse and doing something that you're just like kind of like, you don't have passion in.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even in business, like whatever is working, you got to continue. Whatever's not working, discontinue. So if you lose passion or you just, if basketball wasn't that thing,
Mhm.
you found something else. It's good that you went into that.
Exactly. And I forgot where I heard it, but somebody said that a business owner will
Mm.
literally live or die by the business, but an entrepreneur knows like this works, go invest, do it. If it doesn't, on to the next. Like you don't drown with your ship.
Mm.
You jump ships.
That's actually very interesting as well.
Yeah.
Business owner versus entrepreneur.
Yeah. Two
Yeah,
different things.
because a business owner is like, to me, that's like someone who just like runs or operates the business. They're stuck within the business. An
Exactly.
entrepreneur could be like, it's multiple business owners.
Exactly.
You own multiple businesses.
I feel like it's a high level of basically like project management.
Exactly.
You scale it, you put all your all
Yes.
into it, and then you try to bring people
Yeah.
to separate your time so you can go for something else.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, yeah. No, you could call it a lot of things. Hustler, someone who just works hard and
Yeah.
is just getting after it, right? Like it's all those things, management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's what it is. And whether you're a business owner, entrepreneur, like whatever you're trying to chase, whatever the goal is, I think at the end of the day, it's all about that mindset, following your passion, and the aspect of basically success in general, right? Defining what your success is, chasing it, and understanding where you're trying to go and what are the steps that it takes to do it. But at the core of everything is how you think and how you perceive life. Those are the things that, like, I believe that the viewers and everyone should really understand and look into because with this Rewire, with this brand, what we're trying to help is empower others, right? Empower
Mm.
others to be like, hey, I understand where you are. It might not be as bad as us, but we understand what it's like to be fully down, okay?
Mm.
And how can you get yourself back up? And it's essentially working with them and giving tips and showing how we grow as people in
Mm.
our lives and sharing it with the audience that we can get to the level that we want to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. Is there like maybe something you want to chime in?
On what? Like what you just said?
Yeah, if you want to add on to
Honestly, what you
it
said,
about the channel.
I liked about the channel.
No, no, maybe not about the channel. About Rewire, like maybe about our mission. Maybe I left some out.
Honestly, no.
No.
Yeah. Just see where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're really excited to bring that. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. And we're just gonna bring more of these. We're gonna try to post at least once a week. We're gonna have some content, some reels. So please follow us in other platform, YouTube, Instagram, and we're gonna make our way as well. We're gonna keep you guys updated with having it on Spotify and different platforms. So have the audio of it, so you can enjoy it while you drive, while you're in a shitter, whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever
listen
it
to
is.
us while you're on the shitter.
No, but we just really appreciate your support. We're here for you guys, and we want to share an experience with you. Um, and yeah,
Yes. Yep. Yep.
anything you want to add on?
Honestly, no, I don't know. It's too early to say. But for anyone that's listening or watching, feel free to just be a part of the journey. Get involved, comment,
Yeah.
make suggestions, give us criticism, feedback, whatever it is. Because whether it's positive, negative criticism or feedback, I think we can work with that.
Oh, yeah,
because
for
we're
sure.
the types of people who don't take that shit like to heart, where we're like, oh my God, I'm so damaged or I'm so hurt.
Yeah.
Like we'll look at it from like an unbiased standpoint, like, oh, maybe they're correct. Maybe we could do or add or remove or something that can make the podcast better, or just this overall idea better, this whole
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, for sure. And don't forget to follow us on our individual platforms. The link will be in the description. And yeah, we're excited to start this journey with you guys. This is just the beginning. There's going to be no filter. And till next time.